Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. I tell you, it is Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'm excited. We got a returning guest today, my brother, the instructor for trading. I call him Sensei in private, Master Trader in private, but I ain't gonna bust him out like that, to the whole wide world. Unless you know him, you ain't gonna know what I'm talking about, no way. But he's gonna be on the show today, returning guest. So before we get to him, the first thing I would like to do is give a shout out to my mentor, Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt and I have been traveling together in life for 30 plus years. And out of those 30 plus years of us traveling together, he has been a blessing to both me and my family, as well as I have been a blessing to him and his family. So people ask me the question, like, why do you talk about your mentor so much? Because it is important for you to understand the value of a mentor. Mentors are invaluable. If you have one, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't have one, you need to get one. Someone that you can count on that can help you through many situations in life. And mentors do that. So definitely you want to get a mentor and then get a show so you can shout your mentor out. I want to invite you guys to go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, I want you to first notice that you can watch the show live from the website. You can get over to the website, click that watch live, and you'll be able to watch every live broadcast directly from the website. Now, I've got a few of my advertisers listed here, and I want to talk about them. RRJ Web. If you are interested in getting your broken website fixed or creating a website, you want to reach out to RRJ Web and have them fix your broken website. Or if you've got a concept that you want to bring to the World Wide Web, he can help you do it. So reach out to RRJ Web. They can help you make it happen. If you are interested in understanding about solar panels, everything is turning solar in the future. So you might want to get ahead of the curve and get a company that can help you satisfy your solar needs. Surf Synergy can help you figure this out and come up with the right energy solution for you and your family. Port Again Sam. Now, Port Again Sam and I have been working together for 15 plus years. And Port Again Sam brings in some of the best wines and spirits from all over the world. If you don't know Sam, you need to reach out to him, talk to him, and find out what your new favorite wine is going to be. Because Sam got it going on. Now, these wines come in and they go out, so you might want to hurry up and get in touch with him. He's got his summer collection in now, in stock, so you definitely want to reach out to him. Now, Prince Hunter Financial Group. Now, you hear me talk about them all the time. And one of the things you hear me say about Prince Hunter Financial Group is that they give up 4 free classes. All right? Now, you're wondering, like, 4 free classes in what? Well, that's a question that we're going to ask the creator and the founder of Prince Hunter Financial Group directly. Welcome back to the show. Norman Hurd. Hello, my brother.
How you doing?
Welcome back.
How you doing, man?
Good, good. So tell them what happens with the 4 free classes.
So with the 4 free classes, it's actually not classes. They're actually called sessions. This is a running joke between me and Dr.Ron here, but he keeps doing it every time I come on the show. But the 4 free classes are actually 4 1-hour sessions, which can be used up all at one time, 1 hour a day, a half hour a day. It's up to you. But basically, it's designed to get people who've never thought about being traders or long-term investors or swing traders into being able to understand the market. So it's basically like a little crash course of just, you can ask me anything. I'll show you charts and different types of trading styles. Maybe we could talk about that, but the platform, because people don't understand that you can literally trade from your house or from your cell phone, things like that. So that's what the 4 free classes are. So I advise anybody who are new to this, because I did send out a lot of messages today telling people that I would be on the show who have probably never even thought about being traders, just to take advantage of the 4 free classes that I offer.
See, you said classes.
You got me. You got me. You mean session. You mean session. I mean sessions. That's my bad.
So now when you say platform and charts and things like that, is that the example of a chart sitting over your shoulder there?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. So if you don't know what that looks like or what it is, he can help you understand, a little bit more about it, because I know he's not going to be able to explain it all to you in 4 hours, but it will give you a start to get you on the right direction. So a lot has happened since the last time you were on the show. So I'm sure you've got some updates to tell us about, some things that you want to tell the people about, where you want to start at.
I guess we could start with, probably, since the last time I was on the show, I was in Las Vegas at the time. So since then, there's been new students that have come on and taken the class, literally the classes, to not just the sessions, but the actual trading class that I've been working with. And a lot of them have been interviewed by you. Definitely one of them for sure has. The other one has yet to be interviewed by you, but the progress is good. And everybody seems to be slowly adapting to everything that they've been learning to understand how to use the market for what it's worth to make money.
Well, we've got Mill Breeze, WLLW Breeze, says hi, Dr. Ron, and hi, Norman. So we got a fan already. So I've interviewed, you're right, several of your students or beginners or people that haven't started classes yet.
Right.
And the whole purpose behind that, so I know people wondering, well, why are you interviewing people that have not started yet? Because you want to get the mindset and the background of people so that people can understand anybody can trade.
Right.
We've had young people, we've had old people that have come on the show and talked about their desire to understand what trading is all about. Now, I also say, generally at the beginning of the show, I tell people that if you're interested in learning about the Forex and or the stock market, now I know you don't lean people towards the Forex, that much, if at all,
Right.
because it's a totally different format and different things go on with the Forex market. For those that don't know, that's trading money, currency, one currency for another. And then the stock market, has so many different entities that are involved as well. So you want to talk about those two things a little bit and why you choose the stock market over the Forex market?
Well, one of the things is, let me see if I can really put this together so everyone who I'm thinking of that's new to this can understand. So there are different facets to the stock market, or the market as we call it, the markets. So you have the Forex market, as you just said, you're trading currency, the US dollar against the Japanese yen and the Japanese yen against the British pound and so on and so on. And you can make money based on how fast or how slow a position moves or a currency moves. You also have the futures market, which is basically everything that is in your refrigerator. So we're talking butter, rice, milk, oil, such as soybean oil, things like that, orange juice. Everything is a commodity or considered a commodity, can be publicly traded, where you can try to make money on the market moves of that. Then you have the stock market, where you're trying to make money on the stocks that go up or go down. You can do the same thing. Then you have the options market, where you take advantage of the leverage that those brokerage houses give you, where you can take advantage of being able to trade 100 shares of an Amazon or 100 shares of a Google, where literally 100 shares of that stock may cost you $10,000, or something that most people don't have laying around. But I try to train people to understand what's possible and what can be done. So therefore, it puts something on their mind of how to build wealth. Meaning, if you have a regular job, put the money in your trading account. Just treat it like a bank account. And as I said this before, your trading account is nothing more than a glorified bank account. You make a deposit, they let you actually go try to buy oil or soybeans to make money, as opposed to you put your money in Chase or Fifth Third or Wells Fargo or wherever, Navy Federal, wherever you are in the world. They don't let you do that. So you have to learn how to use the tools that are already out in the world. And now, if you come and take my classes, what happens from there is my classes are broken down in 3 separate, or really 4 separate parts. A basic class where I teach you the basics, obviously the advanced, and then you have the professional, and then we have an options class. And then you take all those 4 different classes and you dive into each market. Hey, I want to do options. Hey, I want to do stocks. Hey, I want to do futures. I want to trade Forex. What people don't know is that what you learn from the class can be applied to all of those things. So just because it's currency doesn't mean there isn't a way to trade that with something I teach you on the basic, advanced, or professional class of a stock. So that's it in a nutshell, how I sum it up to help people.
Okay. We got a couple of shout outs here. Connie Griffin, she says, all the way from Vegas, hello. Ann said, hey, Dr. Ron and Norman. She's another one that's shouting us out. So, so now that we understand that your classes have various levels to them, say a person is totally green, never thought about it, never walked into, don't even know what that thing is sitting over your shoulder. They wouldn't know that that's a chart, and what's on a chart. What are those things? Those little squiggly lines that look like electrical volt thing to me. So I've never seen, ever before in my life. Would they be a good candidate to get into your classes to help them start now?
Yeah, I'm going to say yes to that. The struggle that I have currently going on is with someone who has 2 years of experience. So I'm constantly fighting what that person already has in their head with something new, or that may be a little bit better than what they have, or where I can apply something on top of what they learn. So the greener the person is, the better it is for me to help pour this knowledge into their head. Now, they have to retain it. They have to practice it constantly, every day, at least once a day. You have to do something market related or trading related, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 5 hours. You have to do something. So the battle that I have with someone with knowledge and without knowledge is totally, it's a total difference.
So is any experience in this area beneficial at all, or would you say no?
If they want it bad enough, that's a trick question technically, but any experience, yes, it helps. If you've been watching the stock market and you've been paying attention and waiting for like a Amazon or a Google or a Tesla to fall so you can buy some stock, then yeah, that's the right approach. Buy low, sell high. That's the concept that they teach. And from a trader's perspective, what it's called is you're buying the dip. So if you've never heard of that, go look it up. Buying the dip, how to buy the dip. So it can be used. It can help. It can help.
Now, I've been a student of yours for quite a while. I was once a student, then I quit. You beat me up so bad, I had to go get therapy and then reapproach.
Yep. I do
and
that.
And then once I came back in, I was ready. I said, I don't care what he said, I ain't quitting this time. But once I came back in, then I understood that I had a personality all to my own, which I thought was all to my own. Now I find everybody else is using a variation of it. I used to call myself, and I still do, call myself a petty thief.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of caught on because I've talked about it on the show a few times with some of your other guests, and I've I go onto the market and steal what I can steal. I ain't got to steal it all. I can steal what I can steal and come back again and steal some more.
Right.
So that's my approach. Are there various other approaches? Like some people, and I'm tell you where the alternative is. Some people get married to a stock.
Yeah, I just had this talk the other day. You have to treat your trading like a relationship.
Okay.
You can't fall in love with none of this. You can't. It's not worth it. There's other people on the other side of your trade literally trying to make you unhappy in your financial relationship. They're trying to take your money. So you have to be as frugal as you can, be as swift as you can, and understand this is in the book that I write for my students. I got 4 things. Miss money better than lost money. Take what you know you can get. All of it ain't your money. Oatmeal is better than no meal. So if you can make $50, $10, whatever, to pay for the trade or get some food, then do it. But, you have to curtail your trading. Like you said, you figured out who you are from your personality. So that's what this game is about, is figure out your personality, and then we build a strategy around your personality. And then you use that every day. And there you're not changing, but you have to know who you are as a person. So it's all going to show up. Whether you think you're not greedy, it'll show up. Whether you think you're not fearful, it'll show up. So that's really all I got to say about that. You can't fall in love with none of this. You got to move on very quickly. Treat it like a bad marriage. Leave.
Yeah. Yeah. So say, for instance, because, years and years ago when 401ks came out as a retirement plan for people, and they based it on stocks that they had purchased. They're wrapping around stocks, mutual bonds. It's a combination of things that they use for, the market. But then when the market goes down and their retirement package loses money, and people begin to panic, okay. And then the brokerage firm will tell them, well, don't worry about it. You can't panic. It'll come back up. But will it come back up before I'm 100 and I need my money? That's that's a legitimate concern. So getting married to a stock could also be a detriment to your retirement package. Like I heard people say, well, 100 years ago I got into IBM, and now IBM is worth billions and billions of dollars.
Right.
But what do you say to people that are struggling with hearing too many different things?
So if you think about a 401k and people who use that, if you plan on being on that job, yes, you can transfer it from one job to the next job and things like that. But if you found your passion in having a regular job, go right ahead and keep doing it. The average return of the market, or the average percentage that the market moves up every year, is 10%. So, if you're making $100 a month deposit for 12 months, that's $1,200. Your 10% is going to give you $120. Now, if you think you can get that $120, and that's going to change your life, go right ahead. But you have to keep putting money into that. So I just think it's a slow crawl, as Connie would say, a slow boat to China. So that's what she said.
Yeah. 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 And the market is deceiving at times, because, there's no right or wrong way of looking at it or approaching it. Sometimes people look at the market and think it's their friend. Bad move.
Right. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Take their money.
Yeah, and folks get into it and they're like, wow, this is the greatest thing since melted butter. Then the next thing you know, what happened?
Right.
So those are some of the things that you teach. Now, I know we're talking about, long-term, short-term type things. So do you have any other suggestions that you would give to people who's looking at this, who want to get into this, about, long term, short term?
I mean, outside of YouTube and Google University, just go, just keep learning. You have to keep learning. So go to those places if you don't have the money or the time to really take someone's class, whether it's mine or anyone else's in the world, or even, your own. Just practice. You have to get involved and start learning what other people are doing. And then once you do that, you still have to determine who to listen to. Do they really know what they're talking about? And unfortunately, that's hard for a newbie to do unless, they know me personally or know someone else who's been trading for as long as I have. That's another story.
And you're right about people popping up, giving advice, talking about I'm a millionaire after 2 years of trading on, on the market, and this is the indicator that I used. And,
yeah, this game ain't that easy at all.
Yeah.
It's simple, but it's not easy. So it's definitely tough. It's tough, whether just from a trading perspective, and then it's tough from an emotional perspective. And if you can't deal with losses from an emotional perspective, that's what makes it psychologically hard, because a lot of people beat themselves up by making a mistake or think it's a mistake when it's called tuition for a reason. You got to pay tuition to somebody, whether it's to me or to the market or to somebody else's class. You're going to pay tuition.
Yeah. I heard someone say, all of these marketers, they get out there and they take pictures in front of boats and fancy houses and all these pretty ladies with fur coats on, and got people thinking that all that stuff belonged to them.
Right.
And then take my class, give me $100,000 and I'm gonna help you be rich. I'll set you free. And then actually that's just a marketing ploy that they do to get tuitions.
Right. Yeah.
From folks, and then that's how they make their money off tuitions. They probably don't take a trade but once a year.
Right.
But, to be able to convince people that they rolling and they on top, they do that. So buyer beware. That's the first thing.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. So now, I know when the first time around you and I, you started beating up on me, you were giving me videos to watch about old traders, floor traders. Now, what was the significance of that? Can you talk about that a little bit?
So yeah, there is if anybody's interested, you can find it on YouTube. It's an old documentary called Floored. And it's just about how when the floor traders that you see at the New York Stock Exchange or Chicago Board of Trade or Chicago Mercantile Exchange, once the once the electronic trading began to really pick up steam, people were leaving the floor. Where back in the day, everybody be using hand signals, buy 5, sell 5, and all that depends on which way your hand is pointed. If this way you want to buy, if this way you want to sell, all this kind of stuff was just science of the floor. But now it's a different type of science, because now it's no longer floor traders. There's still some pits in Chicago and across the country, Philadelphia, Kansas City, New York, and places like that. But electronic trading was very hard for those people to do. So that the point of me showing you that was, don't feel bad if you're struggling in the beginning, because there were people who were making millions on the floor, literally waving hands. But now to sit behind a computer, they knew nothing about how to do it. So they was afraid of it. And some lost all their millions, some lost half their millions. But that's the point of it all, is that I'm just showing you what it was, what it's moving towards, and it's only going to get more technical as, we keep living. So just don't be afraid of making a mistake, because there were people who couldn't even go from the floor to an actual desk and make the same kind of money they was making. So it's tough.
Speaking of technology evolving, what would you suggest for a person who's interested in getting into trading? What kind of equipment would you suggest that they get and use? I see, looking at, what's behind you over there, I see you got, looks like 2 monitors on a stand over there.
Yeah.
What kind of superpower, equipment you got sitting over there that's keeping you on top of what's going on in the world?
I have actually 4 trading setups. So you got 2 behind me, and then there's 2 on this side of me. One is for clients, for myself, and then my daughter. I trade her account sometimes, or she's supposed to do it herself, but she don't. But equipment-wise, yeah. If I said anything that made any kind of sense to somebody who knows computers, the best trading computer without literally going to buy a designated trading computer is a gaming computer. Fine, if you can find a gaming computer, that's the one to buy if you're not too technical from a trader's perspective, because it's really about speed and the state of the drive. So a SSD, a solid state drive computer, where that trading platform is literally just designated for that. That's it. There's nothing else being drawn into that drive. So that's where you should start. But they are literal trading computers, and they cost thousands of dollars. They can cost thousands of dollars, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and then that depends on how many monitors you want to see. You know, I've seen 8, as many as 8 that one person is looking at. But you have to learn how to determine what to look at and when to look at it. But you also need it already there. So as one of the things I tell people is, for trading, you know, how do you hit a moving target? You have to be there before it gets there. That's the only way you hit a moving target. Outside of that, you're always late. You're always chasing something, and then you're feeling a little disheartened that you couldn't get it in time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting you should say gaming computer. Even for streaming, what I do, one of the best computers is that's equipped to do gaming, even for streaming. You know, because they have such complex, you know, electronics, and they're able to do so many things,
Right.
you know, so fast. And like you said, multiple monitors and things like that allow you to be able to see more information in real time.
Right.
You know, so that's the key. So now, if a person was trying to spec out a system or put a system together, I heard you mention 4 monitors. What would you suggest a person need to see? 8 monitor rig or 2 monitor rig? Like you said, you got 4 because you got 2 different setups for different people that you trade for. Your daughter being one, and you teach on the other. So what, like a person, you know, just using myself as an example, what would you say I would need to do? How many monitors do you think I need? 1?
No,
2? 3?
no. In the beginning of, obviously, if you like using a laptop or you have a desktop, you need at least 1 extra monitor in the very beginning, because it's going to be tough to see everything that's necessary. So in the beginning, you can go to 1 extra monitor outside of whatever you already have. And then by the time you get into the options class, if you decide to go that far with me, then yes, you're going to need probably 2 more, 3 more. You know, that's 4. Because there's so many different things that you need to pay attention to, you know, especially once you get to the professional part of the class, because now you're looking at stuff that to take advantage of it, you have to be there right then and there to see what happens, because, you know, time is an enemy in the market, basically.
Okay.
Just like going to the casino, the longer you stay there, the more likely you're going to get your money back, or just they're going to take your money. So you have to know how to decipher and determine what you're looking at as beneficial for you. So that turns into what I teach about management. You know, first of all, I don't teach you this is what you can make. I try to get you to realize first you have to determine how much you're willing to risk. Risk is most important, because that's your job. Your job is to manage risk. The market's job is to pay you. So if you can manage risk and then manage the winner as it becomes bigger winner, then now you're ahead of the curve.
So you said something that's kind of interesting about the casino. So would you equate casino and the stock market, you know, very close or separate, 2 separate things? Because, you know, they flash all those billions of dollars that they're supposed to give away, but how many people actually walk out of there a winner? They got a whole town based on psyching people out called Vegas. Right. I think Connie is there now. Yeah. You know. So
they kind of equate to the same thing, because there's things built into for the house to win. Every game has an edge. So if you think like that, every game in the casino has an edge. That means you as a trader have to define and determine your edge. So that's what I tell you guys. Find an edge. Find an edge that you like, that you rely on, and that you're willing to use. And once that edge is determined, that is your go-to strategy or your go-to trade or what you pay attention to. But a lot of people who do lose at the casino, that's honestly their fault because everybody's going to be up at least one time. You know, so if you don't want to leave, that's on you. But that's the person who don't want to eat oatmeal. You gotta eat some oatmeal.
And look, they just put $500 in this doggone machine. They ain't leaving with no $100.
Yeah, that's it. Because a lot of people don't think in probabilities. This is a probability game, just like going to the casino. It's a probability game, but everyone wants to bypass the probability. 1 out of 10 times, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. That's good probability if you're making $100 every time. You wouldn't stop. You just keep going, keep going, keep going. So they don't think like that at the casino.
Right. You're absolutely correct. Yeah. So what else did you have on your list that you wanted to talk about today? We talked about a few things. I know you said you had a list that you wanted to make sure you talked about.
I didn't even write a list. I'm sorry.
Okay. Off the top of your head, what you got?
I would have to say people really who are interested in trading, because I know you called a few people to tell them I was on that I spoke to before. You know, get past the fear. Get past the fear of the unknown. You have to do something different if you expect your life to change. And I ain't trying to sell hope. I ain't trying to sell dreams. I'm just trying to get people to push themselves in the right direction. Everything else will fall in line if you start doing that. You know, and I think that's where it starts, is don't be afraid of the market because you've never seen it before or you never did it before. You know, just understand there's levels. So if you're a newbie, there's a newbie level. If you're a newbie level. If you're a professional or you consider yourself a professional, there's a professional level. And you have to get that level out of the way so you can advance to the next level.
Yeah. Connie said Vegas is home for her.
Yeah, she lived there. Yeah, she lived there.
Yeah, and Ms. Breeze said $100 a trading day is $2,000 a month.
That's right.
Not a shabby goal.
That's right.
You know,
not a shabby goal at all. An extra $2,000 a month that get bills paid that don't come out of your regular paycheck. If you got a regular job, that's you can't ask for more than that. In the beginning.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Say in the beginning.
Right.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So, people that have a 9-to-5 job, how do you expect them, or how would you suggest to them to approach this trading thing? Because, you know, people that are accustomed to 40 hours a week, you know, they start 9 o'clock, 9 to 5, you know, that's right across trading hours.
Right.
You know, the market, depending on which time zone you live in,
right.
You know, you start your 9 to 5 and they're only going to give you so much minus taxes.
Right.
So how do you suggest to them to get around that ball and chain that they got around their neck?
So like you said, it depends on where you live. So I did reach out today and sent the link to people who lived in Las Vegas that I know who got regular jobs and don't have regular jobs. Because the market opens in Las Vegas at 6:30, most regular jobs don't open till 9 o'clock. You ain't gonna be there till 9. So that gives you 3.5 hours to get something done, or 3 hours to get something done. So if you can wake up and check the weather every day before you walk out the door, you can wake up and check your account or your trades or your positions. So if you're asking me what type of strategy that person should use, they should probably be a swing trader or a wealth builder, where they have to look at the market once a day or once a week. And as long as the market is performing the way they need it to, there's nothing for them to do, but they have to look to determine if there's something or nothing to do. So therein lies the dilemma that some people who, start work at 6 o'clock, then you got to trade in the evening. You have to find a way to put positions on that can travel in your direction, but you still have to be able to monitor. Remember, monitor, I'm just really saying manage risk. Cut the loss if it's a loss that you cannot no longer afford. Let it ride and manage your trade, move your stop up to manage the trade to lock in profit as it keeps going. There ain't no lockbox sitting at the casino table. I hate to keep using casino analogies, but yes, I do gamble sometimes. But the point of it all is, if you make $100, ain't no box sitting right next to you that you can put in that you can't get to. Unless you got a friend with you, and that friend probably gonna go use it someplace on another table. So,
not a real friend.
Right, not a real friend. So you have to be your own boss. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I ain't telling you can make millions of dollars. I can tell you can manage your life a lot better if you have more money coming in.
And that was one of the things that you taught me. First question you asked me, and it's so funny, because I remember just like it was yesterday.
You're right.
Huh?
Go ahead. I think I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, you asked me how much money do I need to survive every month.
Yeah.
And I had to think about it a couple of times, because I said, is that with certain things or without certain things? You was like, yeah, your basics. What do you need every month in order to be able to, say, okay, this is it. Everybody paid. Everything is okay.
Right.
And after I did a couple of calculations, I had to do it over again a couple of times. And then I came up with some numbers. So, and it's funny, sometimes I talk to you and we'll be doing training sessions, because you do, a lot of practice with people.
Right.
And you were saying, did you hit your number this month? I'm like, yeah, I hit it 10 times over. And he said, then I guess you can do it in real life then.
Right.
You build up the confidence in me to know that this is a real thing that can be done, and make that number that I talked about.
Right.
Because it's my number. You didn't give me a number.
Right.
I came up with a number that I needed in order to be able to meet my needs.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that the market can help me reach that number.
Right.
On a regular basis.
One of the things about that is, everyone needs to determine, like, whoever you are, if you got to pay $1,000 or $1,200 or $2,000 a month, the person in the chat just said $100 a day is $2,000 a month. Why is it $2,000 a month? Because it's 20 trading days in a month. So if you can hit $100 a day, and as you know, and most people in the chat that are either students of mine or been trading whatever, they know that $100 technically really ain't that hard to get. Mm-hmm. It ain't easy, but it ain't that hard to get. But if you can take that $100 and sock it away today, do it again tomorrow, do it again after that, there's your $2,000. You pay the bills, and if you happen to have a regular job, then the whole check is yours if you think like that. But a lot of people don't think like that, so they have to change their mindset is what this is about. So you're absolutely right. You got to, like I tell you, I've said this to you, and I said this to everybody in the class. Do you want to be right or do you want to make money? A lot of people want to be right. They want to be right. It's got to go my way. It got to come back. And I tell people, the market ain't got to do shit.
And I'm a living witness. I hate when he say that, y'all.
Ain't got to do it, man. So you can't. Yeah. That's why you take the money when it's in your hand. And if you don't take it all, then at least manage it so you can get a little bit more as it inches up. A little bit more as it inches up. And that makes you a manager. That's how you manage your own money or become a budgeteer, if that's a word. You have to find a way to create a budget that can help you. But you got to start somewhere. $10, $20, $50. Something, because as you get better with this one particular strategy that you like, and I'll just throw it out there as far as the basic class, I give people 5 to 10 different strategies to use so that they can determine of these 10, I'm 80% with all of these but 2. And then I can pick the best of the 80 or pick best of the 8. But with this one, I'm 85%. Okay, we keep that one. We throw the rest of them away. And then you go to the next class. And then we give you 10 more. And then of those, you do the same thing, because we have to know your metrics. You have to know what you're good at. Everybody good at pushing a button, dropping French fries. Everybody. The biggest problem with that is getting to work on time. But when it's about taking your own money that's in your pocket that you put up for your hard-earned job, wherever it comes from, that's a different animal. It's emotion, and everybody ain't ready for that emotion.
Yeah.
But you got to push yourself and get past it.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about something you helped me with. I remember one day I called you up and you were at the hospital with a family member. And it was early morning, start of the trading day. And I'm looking at, the market, and I got frozen. I didn't want to take a trade. I said, what do I do? I'm stuck. I see stuff, but I don't know what to do. And you said, pull the trigger.
Just do it.
And I said, huh?
Right.
He said, yeah, just pull the trigger. Just take a trade. And then I talked to you later that day. You said, I didn't tell you to stay in a trade. I just told you to take a trade.
Yeah, you got to do something. That fear, man, fear is dangerous to people. It'll keep you from changing your life.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of homework involved with trading. Can you talk about homework? What kind of homework?
Oh, man. So, yeah, I just had this talk with someone the other day, as a matter of fact. All the things that I teach, it's not just class only. It's not just because it's one-on-one. That's only the time you should look at it. Everything I teach you, write down, show you, go dive into it because you're going to keep learning. And as with any muscle in your body, your brain is going to learn and retain and grow from all the things that you do. So you have to go look up moving averages. You have to go study candlestick charts. You got to go study psychology of trading because everyone is the same person when they're behind the screen. They scared and they greedy. We all are. I'm the same way. I'm not immune to those emotions. It's just I know only way I could get past them is what? Manage the trade. Manage the trade. Think about how do I manage. And that's it. So the homework involved is vast. It's so much to know out there. I don't know everything. I don't proclaim to know everything. I know a little about a lot. I will say that. And the stuff that I learned over my past 25 years as trading, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have somebody like me to call and talk to. So I'm always on the phone. Sometimes my first call is at 6 a.m. every day except the weekend. And sometimes I'm on the phone from 6 a.m. to 11, 12, 3 o'clock straight. And if not one person, it's back to back. I'm talking to 3 people, 4 people in a day. And I'm checking on everybody that took the class that no longer kind of needs me to watch them push the button. That's what I'm trying to get everybody to that point. I'm trying to get you to not need me to watch you push the button, that you know what to do and where to go and what to look at. And once you get to that level, now you're growing. Those muscles in your brain have grown. They've gotten stronger. And now, remember, I say this every time I come on this show, and I say this to all my students. My job is not to teach you how to trade. That's not my job. My job is to get you to think like a trader. Ain't no holy grail to this game. So stop thinking that. Ain't no holy grail. The holy grail is between your ears. So you have to determine who you want to be, how much money you want to make. But you got to do the same thing every day. You go do it to a regular job. Why not do it for yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah, I just saw Connie made a comment. She said, I found my strategy.
Good.
I like and live by it now. Still practice every day.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I found my personality by being a petty thief. Because I'm not able to steal $1 million every day. That would make me a real thief. Somebody larcenous.
Right.
I'm petty. I'm on the low end of the stick, but it works for me because I'm able to risk a little and get what I can get out of that little that I risk.
Right.
And then be able to come back tomorrow and do it again. And like we've stated already, it adds up over a long period of time.
Right.
So how important is it a person to find their personality? Like I say, I know who I am. Ain't no question. When I open the computer up every day, what am I gonna steal today? That's it. That's all. I'm gonna steal something.
So it's very important. And I honestly probably don't have this talk as much as I should with new students or any of the students. Like, who you think you are? Tell me who you think you are before we go into this endeavor. And I'm going to see if that's who you are. We're going to find out if you think you got the patience of Job, as they say, to sit in a winner or a loser. Yeah, right. You already laughing because, sitting in a loser. Everybody that's been sitting in a loser. Everybody can hold on to a loser. Everybody got the patience of Job with a loser. But a winner, I got to go. I got $100. Meanwhile, the thing keeps going. You left $2,000 on the table, but you happy you got 100. Nothing wrong with that. But that's a level of education that changes who you are as you grow. So knowing who you are is very important in the very beginning. Because once we start looking at your metrics, and those are the people in the class that on the Zoom, on it now, that have moved on to a different platform, they can see who they are as a person. Oh man, I'm in this. My average winner is $12.50. Really? But you happy? You see what I'm saying? But your average winner is $12.50. Even if your average winner is $200, but your average loser is $420. You negative zero. Negative zero. So it changes, and a lot of people don't want to look at themselves in the mirror, and whether it's in real life or from a financial book, is hard. But it's going to require you to change, and a lot of people ain't ready to change.
But yet they'll get paid on the first of every month
and be happy as a lark.
Take that $1,000 down to the local casino,
or the liquor
and
store,
sit there. And sit there and put that $1,000 in there to that last $10 that ride home.
Right. I gotta get gas. I gotta save gas to get home. And I ain't crapping on people who gamble. I encourage you to do whatever the hell you feel, but at the same time, take yourself into consideration. Love yourself more so that you're willing to do something different. And you can't take everybody with you. And those who hear these words in my voice know exactly what I mean. You can't take everybody with you. My wife don't trade, ain't interested in trading. Is it a strain? Of course, it's a huge strain because I'm more frugal with money and I'm trying to get shit to change, but I can't change her. And I'm transparent. I talk about my family with everybody that's in my class. So I ain't better than nobody in this whole game. I ain't better than nobody. I got the same problems everybody else got.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny. I had to laugh sometimes. I would call Norman because Norman don't sleep, y'all.
No.
I'm telling y'all right now, this boy don't sleep. I called him one time in the middle of the afternoon. He was laying down with his wife. I was like, what happened? Why you laying down? And your wife is there too? I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, it's rest. I very seldomly rest. I'm up at 4 every day, sometimes earlier when the market starts trading at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then if I'm home all day, then I'll take a nap, 1 o'clock to maybe 2 o'clock. And then I try to look at the market for the last hour of the day. And that's it. But, life, I'm busy. I'm busy all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you think that leads to the success of anybody to be able to be persistent as much as you are or close to what you? I don't think anybody can come close to what you do. You don't drink, you don't smoke, you only eat once a year. So that's why he grumpy all the time, y'all. He be grumpy. I promise you. It depends on what time of the day. I don't even call him no more in the morning, y'all. I take pictures and send it to them.
Yeah, a lot of people do that now. They just send me a screenshot because I'm gonna ask more questions than they want to answer. And if it ain't right, I'm gonna say, why you do that? And now you gotta have a conversation. So a lot of people don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah, it's funny. One day, it tickled me. He has a Zoom room, you know, and I had sent him, the picture of my trade, and then he called me. He said, "Come in the room." He just out the clear blue sky, like, "Come in the room." And I was like, "Oh shit, we finna go in the room. What did I did wrong now?" So then he asked me very simplistically to explain my trade and what happened.
Right.
And I think I shocked him, y'all. I was able to explain it. He said, "That's good." Then he left me alone, wouldn't bother somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people can make money but don't know why. They can take trades and don't know why. And, I try to get people to think critically about what it is you're looking at. And there's a science to this game. Trust me, there's a science to everything in life. And when I say science, the best example I can give is if you go online and try to find a company's employee handbook. Any company, Burger King, McDonald's, IBM, you can find they employee handbook. That's what they're supposed to do. So it's the same thing with the market. It has to do certain things. That's the biggest clue I can give everybody about how I figured this game out. That's it. That's the biggest clue.
Yeah. And look, I struck a couple of nerves here. Miss Bree said, "I wonder will coffee or tea cure the grumpiness?" And she laughed behind it. Connie said, "I gave him a break too. Just get back to Vegas."
Next month, I'll be there next month.
So I'm not the only one that then figured this thing out. See, lack of sleep make a brother terrible to work with,
Pretty much.
But and I don't think it's a bad thing. He's very serious about what he does, and he takes his time, very serious. And I applaud him, honestly. I can't say it enough. I tease him, I talk about him. We got this running joke about 4 classes versus 4 sessions, but we talk all the time. I try to encourage him because I know sometimes he is a mentor to me. And you have to encourage your mentor. You have to lift them up just like they bring stuff to your table. You have to let them know how much you appreciate it. He took me one time. I was encouraging him and blowing smoke up his derriere so much, man. He said, "You all right? I'll invite you to the barbecue." And I was like, "I ain't coming to your house for no barbecue. I just want you to know how much I appreciate what you do and how you do it." And I'm sure everybody on this list feels the same way. You have taken time repeatedly and patience over and over and over again. When you find out what our weaknesses are, you help us, find a way to work around our weaknesses.
Right.
And most people's weaknesses are very common. So I'm sure you've seen, I know I can attribute probably several chapters in these books you have written, because I didn't told you, is that another chapter? Couple of times. You say, I might have to go back and write that one in.
I don't, the reason why I'm so passionate, and we can call it hard on everybody, there's some I have yet to be hard on, and some I plan on being hard on, because I expect more. Because the reason why I expect more is because I did not have a me. I did not have somebody that would call me and wake me up because I didn't feel like trading today. I didn't have a person who would say, "Let me see your metrics. Let me see your trade. Explain to me your trade." I went forever, and I still don't have one. But I had to do this by myself since 1996 is when I started. Here we are, 2023. And it only became in the most recent past 5 to 7 years that I decided to start really helping people. Because what you do when you're not doing this. Everyone knows I have a construction company. I have that. I've been doing that for 35 years. Construction. I started trading 10 years after I started the construction company, basically. So I'm 25 years deep into trading. But what happened was I began to, what do you do when you don't do this? And I talk about my trading company. And then it just grew. Hey, show me how to do that. Can you help me? And then that's just when I decided to start helping people do it and kind of share some light on the trading science that a lot of people don't think about, because everybody jump in the game just trying to make money, but don't nobody want to study.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now we got a couple of people applauding you. Anna's applauding you. Connie's applauding you. Miss Breeze is applauding you. They all pretty much say the same thing. You know that they appreciate you and they like what you have done for them in their life. And
That's cool.
yeah. I keep up the good work, man. I just can't say it enough. Don't give up on any of us, please. Because I don't know where I would be trading in my life trading. And we talk about all kinds of things, not just stock stuff, but sidebar stuff.
Hmm.
That helps. Men stuff help keep men. Iron sharpens iron. And I know I have had some of the guys that have been in your classes, and they all do various things, and they all feel the same way. You can't find a better person when you're trying to learn something than somebody who's willing to get up in the middle of the night or early in the morning to help you do it. And that, man, I applaud you once again. I can't give you enough flowers and roses. I don't know if I've said it enough publicly, but I'm saying it publicly today. I appreciate you.
I
You
appreciate
know,
that from everybody. I really do. Thank y'all.
yeah. It's a hard job. Trying to find the person's psyche to help them make money,
Right. Because I
and
care
that's what it
about
boils.
that. I ain't blowing smoke. I care about a person's psychological makeup because this business will make you an emotional wreck if you don't have nobody to talk about it with. So
Absolutely.
I understand that person in the room right now who always gets emotional,
Hmm.
about trading. And I've seen this game draw me to tears, and I've seen and heard on the phone it draw others to tears because they want it so bad.
Right.
So don't think this is easy. It's not.
Absolutely. Well, look, we got 2 or 3 more minutes left in the show. Did we cover everything that you wanted to cover?
Think so. Pretty much.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool. Well, you'll be back again. Because by you being an advertiser on the show, it's good to see your face every now and then for people to know, who you are. I know you like to be incognito,
Pretty much.
but no, you need to come on here so folks can see who this person is and understand what your passion is about what you're doing. So we got about 3 minutes left. Go ahead. I hear you going to say something.
If I said anything to everybody in the class or in the Zoom and or whatever, so I would have to say like everyone be patient. The book or your manual rather is pretty much almost finished, and right now each class is a little over 200 pages. So you're talking about almost 1,000-page book that you're trying to get. Where I'm really trying to make sure you understand forwards and backwards what this trading game can bring you emotionally, financially, so it's coming soon. So just be patient to everybody who has put money in my hand and take the class. And, but that's why I give so much of myself because I don't say go read the book because I can't say go read the book. But if I give you the book and you ask me a question and it's in the book, then I'm finna say go read the book. Go to page 12
Yeah.
and then come back and talk to me.
Yeah, you got plenty of people, man. They singing your praises. You're gonna have to go read the comments on your own. After the show, they'll be over there. But they all crying out, Norman, Norman, and how much they appreciate you and appreciate what you've done to help change their lives. So, first question I always ask, I got two. Will you come back again and see me again?
Sure.
Okay, good. You better, because I'm advertising you every time I go live. You better come back. Number two, what would you like to leave with the people before you come off the air today?
I'm gonna get a little philosophical on this one. So I would have to tell everyone in the class, in the chat right now, there is nothing on this planet that wasn't once someone's first thought. Think about that. That means everything on this planet was once a thought before it became an actual thing. So that means if that person, whoever created the first stupid rolling wheel from a buggy or a rock to a car, you could do the same thing. You're a creative being too, and start to think of yourself as a creative being. And if you're a creative being and you think like that, that means nothing happens to you. Everything happens by you. So you're the creator of your world. So change your mind and change your life, change your thoughts.
Amen.
Love you,
Amen.
sir. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to come bless us with your words of wisdom on today. Stay right there. We're going to get out of here. I want to invite everybody out to come see me on Wednesday. Street News Now, each and every Wednesday from 12 noon Central Standard Time. Same, same station, every Wednesday. Also, check me out every Saturday from the desk of Dr. Ron at 12 noon. Come find out what's going on in my crazy head. I want to thank everybody that have made contributions and donations up to this time. Keep up the great work. Keep it going. I need your support. I need your help. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I appreciate you guys for stopping in, all the comments. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Keep up the great work. Share the show with somebody. Let somebody know that we're here and where the information is at. So you guys stay blessed. See you guys on tomorrow.